Water.
Earth.
Fire.
Air.
The false Avatar Yun and his destructive campaign of revenge is at an end, brought down by the true Avatar Kyoshi. But the delay in locating and training her, as well as the disastrous actions of Earth Sage Jianzhu, have left the Earth Kingdom weak and vulnerable. Bandit groups known as Dao Fei vie for power and territory, and even the citizens behind the walls of Ba Sing Se are not safe. Remnants of the Fifth Nation, a southern water tribe pirate group, and the Yellownecks, a particularly brutal outlaw organisation, still linger in the shadows, waiting for the opportunity to strike. With the Earth Kingdom in disarray and Kyoshi needing competent allies to help restore balance, who will answer the call?
G'day, I'm Brandon. I'm playing Keeko Moo, Waterbender from the Southern Water Tribe, and I'm just looking for a good time.
Hello, my name's Andrew. I'm playing Jedd, the disgraced Airbender.
Hello, my name is Archie. I play Ted, the Airbender. I'm traveling with my brother Jedd to assist Kyoshi in her fight.
Hi, I'm Bree, and I'm playing Lilly Hannah from the Earth Kingdom, and she is a small child who gets in trouble.
Hi, I'm Dragon. I'm playing the character Tilla, who is a Sandbender from the Earth Nation.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Avatar Legends campaign, The Legacy of Kyoshi, which starts right now. Hello there, lovely listener. This is just a warning to let you know that this episode of The Legacy of Kyoshi may contain adult language or adult themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello. Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the Lost Archives. We are here. We are live. We are playing Avatar Legends, The Legacy of Kyoshi. There is no real fun announcements to share before we go live. Just an apology. Unfortunately, Brandon wasn't able to make it tonight, so I'll be playing the character of Keeko, which means that Keeko will be hanging out with Ko off in frame right for the rest of this session. Nice and easy to just handball him over to the NPC status.
They will.
We are rejoined by Archie and Dragon, who missed our last couple of sessions, so a little bit of a recap to get you guys. Okay, Archie only missed one, Dragon missed a couple of sessions. Just to get you back into the frame of where we're up, I've got a really thorough recap to get you both into the zone. Yeah, I don't think I've got any other fun announcements to share before we go into the recap. Andrew, Archie, Bree, Dragon, any fun announcements to share before we start?
Probably just an apologies for my voice, because I currently have COVID, so I'm gonna hit tonight. Apologies, everyone.
You are absolutely powering through despite your Rona.
Because I'm not a little bitch.
It's true. I guess that's now on record. No, I don't think I've got any fun announcements to share. Just that there was a new update today of Synergy, which is that really cool sort of like futuristic colony survival game that I was playing a bit of fairly recently. It looks like the new update's added a whole bunch of new stuff, so I'm tempted to have a bit of a play around with it at some point in the near future with the new update. So I'll let you know and keep you all posted because it does look pretty cool. I think it'll be pretty cool. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm getting like a really weird urge to play the Shadow of Mordor again and the Shadow of War. Oh, it's because we were talking about it just before. I wondered why I was like, in this moment, I was like, oh, it'd be really fun to go and play like Shadow of War again. Do a playthrough of that. I love that game. And we were just talking about it in the context of patenting game ideas and Pal World and Nintendo and all of that. Maybe we should do some more Pal World before before horrible things might happen. Maybe we should do some more Pal World. We'll have a think about it. We'll come up and let you know what we're doing. We'll do some fun stuff. Awesome. Let's do the recap. Let's jump into the session. It has been 3 years since the false Avatar Yun has been struck down, and the world now knows the name of the true Avatar, Kyoshi. With the Earth Kingdom weak and vulnerable, Kyoshi and her partner Rangi have moved out to the Akoya Peninsula, sending out a message to each of the 4 nations. Come and help the Avatar build a better future. Answering the call are brothers Ted and Jedd of the Air Nation, Keeko of the Southern Water Tribe, Lilly from Ba Sing Se, and Tilla from the Siwong Oasis. After capturing some bandits plaguing the nearby settlement of Koru, the team are tracking missing cargo and suspected pirates in the ocean surrounding the Southern Water Tribe. Joining 3 pirate hunters, Kiyu, Yara, and Koz, the team departed Wolf Cove for their unsanctioned bounty hunt. Travelling across the snow and ice on their way to the coastline the bandits had last been spotted on, a decision was made to take a brief detour to investigate the location marked on the strange scroll the party had previously found. After investigating and discovering a captured spirit, they continued their journey onwards, the team arriving at the coastal campsite just as the sun was setting. Investigating the abandoned site, Lilly and Jedd found evidence of the crab squid ink they were searching for. Detective work was interrupted, however, by a sudden blast of water from the coastline, a spray of vapor marking some figure approaching the team at high speed. This figure, a tall woman dressed in green warrior's robes, demanded to know what the spirit and the light were, revealing herself as Avatar Kyoshi. The team were quick to share their connection to Rangi, and even quicker to try and hide their connection to the sunset spirit they had freed. With there being no obvious danger, Kyoshi agreed to assist the party with their hunt for the Fifth Nation remnants, seemingly knowing a little bit more about the glass shards the team had previously found. In exchange, Kyoshi kind of strong-armed the team into helping her avoid a potential trap set for her by Laoge and Tomiko. With a plan in motion, the team took a rest overnight and departed for the waters between the Southern Water Tribe and the Southern Air Temple. The trip, however, wasn't without incident. The boat attacked on the way by an enormous squid shark and accompanying octopus scorpions. While Kyoshi battled the squid shark, the rest of the team fought off the octopus scorpions, with Keeko, Ted, and Jedd all eventually ending up in the water. After attempting to assist Kyoshi against the larger foe, a rescue was soon required for the brothers Dim, pulled from the water as Kyoshi created a massive whirlpool to deal with the predators. With the foes now vanquished, the group were keen to understand the source of the creature's rage and aggression. Keeko, Lilly, and Kyoshi deciding to take a dive into the water, using air and water bending to create a makeshift diving bubble. Descending into the dark, the trio soon stumbled across a sunken ship, floating in the gloom of the dark water, held aloft by chunks of ice. The bodies of sailors were scattered across the ship, one tied to the prow as a figurehead, the rest nailed to the boards by chunks of ice and glass. Keeko took a quick detour, leaving the safety of the bubble to head below deck in search of treasure, finding a large chest hidden among the debris. Making his way back to the bubble, the diving team were horrified to find themselves not completely alone in the dark. An enormous angler moray approaching the bubble and preparing to strike. Only the timely application of Lilly's explosives combined with Kyoshi's firebending allowed the team to escape back to the surface. We left off last session as Keeko and Jedd were eagerly preparing to open the chest. Lilly had just used her assessor situation to case the joint to look for the most valuable item in the chest, as Keeko uses his waterbending to freeze the lock solid. There is a crack as the lock breaks and shatters, falling free, tumbling into several pieces as it drops down onto the deck of the ship below. You watch as Keeko leans forwards, gently raises the latch. Unable to contain his excitement further, he pulls back, revealing the contents of the chest. Where you might have been expecting to see a pile of gold and silver, instead you see a parcel wrapped in layers of waxed hide, designed to keep the water out. The chest is not waterproof. You can see as Keeko opens it, water has filled the chest, and this parcel is floating on the surface. But it does seem to have been partly protected from the damage by the water by being wrapped in these waxed hides. It's roughly about sort of 35, 40 centimeters long, about 20 centimeters wide, and about 30 centimeters thick. Roughly rectangular in shape, probably with hard angular surfaces, but wrapped up in the hide, it's very hard to see any details of what lies below. As Keeko looks in, the visible sigh, the very audible sigh of disappointment, as he goes, "Ah, I was hoping for treasure," as he picks up the leather-bound item and then just hands it to Jedd before reaching in and trying to scrounge around at the bottom of the chest for gold, hoping that there's some maybe hidden away beneath the water. Jedd, you now hold in your hands a pretty heavy parcel wrapped in hide. It is decently heavy, and as you move it around, it feels solid, whatever this item is. Probably about 6 or 7 kilos. It's decently heavy given its rather small size.
Give it the Lego shake.
Give it the Lego shake. There is no rattle of delightful coloured bricks from inside.
Damn. I'll just sit down on like the ground, and then I just start
The
like
deck of the ship.
carefully. Yeah, I really lost the train of thought there. I don't know what was happening. And then I'll carefully open it up, trying not
As
to
you-
damage whatever might be inside.
As you slowly begin to unwrap the parcel, you can see Kyoshi towering above you, looking down with equal amounts of apprehension and excitement, barely containing how interested and curious she is as to what's inside this chest. As you pull back the layers of hide and open it up, inside, underneath 4 or 5 layers of this very tightly wrapped leather, is a silver box. It's beautiful, Jedd. You can see that it has been constructed of gorgeous, gorgeous silver, embossed with swirling patterns. Patterns that don't seem to resemble any one nation. You spot designs that resemble those of the Air Nation, these swirling wind designs. Then around the base and around the legs, you can see tongues of fire rising from the edges of the box. The lid, you can see embossed sections of what looks like crystal beat and embossed into the silver, as well as swirling waves around the sides. It looks to represent all 4 nations in the designs upon this box. As you look at it, Jedd, there's no lid, hinges, latch, or key, just the box. No visible openings at all.
Can I? So the Airbender emblem on it, markings on it. Where are they on the side? Sorry.
Around the side up at the top near where the lid is. So the way it kind of works is you've got the Air Nation designs around the top corner, around the top edges and corners.
Yeah.
You've got water around the bottom edges and corners. Between the water and air is crystalline structures sort of rising up from the water, and then tongues of fire rising up around the base.
I'll just do a quick little. Seeing that there's no keyhole or anything, like there's no lid, I'll do a little bit of airbending around the airbending marks.
As you do so, Jedd, you hear a click, very audible, echoing from inside the box.
Fucking nerd.
I'll just hold it up to Kyoshi, being like, would you be so kind?
Oh, you want me to... Right, of course. Clicks her fingers, summons a little tongue of flame. Again, you hear that click from inside the box. She sort of looks around for some dirt and then looks at Tilla and her bag of sand and goes, you wouldn't mind if I borrowed a pinch of sand, would you? Perfect. With that, she grabs compressors, and then as she does so, you watch as the sand compresses into a single point. You hear a click from inside. And finally, she reaches down, pulls a tongue of water, rotates it around the box. You hear another click. But nothing further happens.
I put it up to my ear. Has anything changed?
You hear
Like,
the
is there a
sound
sound?
of ticking. No.
It's a pipe bomb.
It's a pipe bomb! Yay! No. it's
Do it
not a
all
pipe
at once.
As you,
That was the next thing.
put your ear to it, no sounds come from within. Do it all at once.
Yep. Yeah.
Kyoshi kind of nods, summons a little tongue of flame into her hand. With the other hand, you watch as she tries to sort of bend a bit of water. It looks like she's going to be limited to doing sort of like 2 elements simultaneously.
I
She's
will
going to need
help
help with
with
earth.
the
and air.
airbending. Tilla,
I'll do it.
thank you.
As you compress a bit of
Never
earth.
felt more useless.
I'm not
Well,
even here.
Don't feel too useless, Lilly, because
can you hold this for us?
as they bend all at once, you hear simultaneous as all the the clicking sounds happen at once, but nothing further occurs.
Throw it
Lilly,
on the ground.
Yeah.
Ted, your brother's probably not airbending good enough. That's what's holding it back.
Probably. I'm not here though, so I don't know.
There you are. You're there. You're on the ship.
You never mentioned me.
Because you didn't do anything the last 2 sessions.
One session.
You're on the ship with the rest of them watching this happen. You watch. So Jedd stayed on the surface with you. You watched as Lilly, Keeko, and Kyoshi went down under the water. The rest of you stayed on
You
the deck of the
actually
ship.
helped give us water because
Yeah.
Jedd gave up at one point, and
Yeah.
we knew we needed the better airbender.
That's fair. That's fair. I believe it.
I need the rest.
I don't know what you do.
DM's giving you a puzzle box.
Can we just peg it at the ground?
The deck of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted, you just...
Maybe
I'm not that
not.
strong. I'm not that strong. It's not going to go through.
That's what you think.
It's a priceless relic.
Maybe.
What I roll to throw it at the ground?
I'd say push your luck.
There's probably like a certain order we need to do it in.
Yeah, I was wondering on the designs, is there
six.
any like is there anything that sticks out that may symbolize like a number order?
Tilla, would you like to assess the situation?
Sure.
Water, earth, air.
Where's my thing?
6, Ted, that's a miss. You go to grab the box and you just like fumble as Lily just moves it away from your
It
It was
hands.
slippery. It was slippery from the water.
It was
Got a 6
slippery
as well.
from the water. Okay.
Yeah, the
You're a
water
6
made it
as well,
slippery.
Tilla. Yeah, Tilla. As you look over the box, nothing that obvious. No numbers.
Okay, guys. There's 16 different possible ways to do it. So we need to just try them all.
How many symbols of each bending technique are there?
Much better question, Jedd. As you look over, you can see that the
Big. I
Not
just picked up
specific
my
enough.
roll.
Did you
to
even
be
roll for that?
to be roll for assess the situation, but Tilla, you did say, are there any numbers on it? Which is a bit of a different question to
Don't worry,
how many
guys.
symbols
I got a
of-
7.
I didn't say numbers. I said that would indicate a number order.
Fair.
I only
Ryan,
just asked. Don't worry.
Is there
I
a certain number of like symbols that would indicate an order or sequence?
In that case, then, Tilla and Jedd, yes, the two of you put your heads together, and Jedd taking credit for the discovery. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%.
I still fucked up my roll, but I asked the same question.
As you look over the box, the crystals are continuous. There is no gap between them. The waves, there is. So the crystals, if you were to count the crystals in position, it's just one continuous stretch of crystals. For the clouds, you can see there are 4 groupings of clouds.
So
For the
first,
fire,
last.
3 tongues of flame. For the
Okay.
water, you can see there is clearly 2 directions the waves are traveling, coming together to converge at a single point.
Cool. I'll pass this information on and recommend that we do it in said order of earth, water, fire, air.
As Kyoshi obliges, you hear the clicking once more, and this time, as it comes to the end, the final click with the airbending, you hear a thunk from within,
Oh,
and the lid springs up just a tiny bit. A seam
Poison
opens
dart.
around the top and lifts up very slightly. Poison
Easy.
leaks out and chokes Jedd. You watch as he drops to the ground, foaming at the mouth as purple foam collects around his mouth as he chokes to death on the poison contained within. No, obviously not
Good.
that happens. So you
Yay.
watch as the lid, as you have solved the puzzle, you watch as a seam opens up around the top, and the top of the box just opens. It doesn't fully spring open, it just opens up a touch. Jedd, peer within. As you lift up the lid and look inside, you can see what looks like a number of scrolls contained within, bound tightly, very, very old. Around them are coins, not made of copper or silver or gold,
Electrum.
a different metal. Yeah,
Oh,
could be. It
okay.
could very well easily be an alloy of. It's a silvery metal. It's much more sort of like this, very like burnished silver color. It has this very
Aluminium.
reflective surface. Could be aluminium.
I don't know any other metals. So
There's no
Silvery
other precious
metals.
metals in this world.
There are. you might not know.
Right. You're wrong.
Yeah, as you look inside the box, you can see a number of coins, interestingly marked with a symbol that none of you would immediately recognize. What almost looks like a turtle shell on the on one side, this very, very like clear turtle shell as viewed from above. You can see the hexagonal designs, the edge of the shell around it. And then on the other, numerical value, which as you look at it is the symbol for the number 1. Each one seems to be worth 1 something.
It's worth 1 silver.
You don't think it's
Or
silver. As you look at it
1
compared to the metal
steel.
of the box, it's not quite the same color. It's much more reflective. You know how silver kind of gets that almost patina to it. It's a bit smoky kind of along the surface. Even when it's polished, it sort of still has a bit of that kind of smoky look to it over time.
I don't think, as an airbender, I would have ever come across this material. So
I would say that it looks quite different to what you've seen.
yeah. I
It's
just
clearly
don't
different to
know
the
what
material the box is made from. Yeah, that's what you see inside the box.
I'll pick up the scrolls.
As you pull them open, Jedd.
Are they wet?
Are they wet? No, the box
Are they
is
wet?
the box is fully sealed and was wrapped in waxed vellum to help protect the contents from the water.
And wax stops water.
Wax stops water. It's a fact. Archie's learned it tonight. You can too. Bree. Lilly.
While this is happening, can I take all of the waxed vellum?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's absolutely going to come in handy at some point.
You can make waterproof
I
bombs.
was totally expecting you to take the money.
Exactly.
I'd say probably the most valuable thing that you look at it, Lilly. Yeah, look, silver box is good, but wax vellum makes bombs.
Yeah, but I'm not going to take the shiny things that you're all looking at. I'm going to take the thing that you don't think is useful, but that would be very useful to me.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Jedd, as you begin to unravel the scrolls, interestingly, these aren't that old. The paper isn't really aged as much as it should be, given how old the coins are, clearly, that you don't even recognize these coins. And as you begin to pore through the scrolls, you can see that a lot of them relate to locations. There's one that's a map of Chameleon Bay showing what looks like a location for a fortress up on the cliffside looking into Chameleon Bay. There's another location set aside for what looks like some sort of town or citadel set up along the southern air nomads borders along the island chain, not too far from where you're headed. And all of them are marked with a symbol.
Question.
Yeah.
The other map we had a similar mark near the Southern Air Temple.
Much older, much more specific. This actually looks quite new. And the
How do
symbols
they
are very different.
No. How do they line up?
The symbols are for the old scroll, the very, very old scroll.
Like, like their location-wise. Are they overlapping or are they...
Yeah, they're very close to each other. The maps aren't exactly the same, but with the scale, with the positioning. But, I mean, as you look at it, they look like they line up pretty
They
damn
could
well.
be very... Yep, cool.
Could potentially line up.
Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce.
You okay?
No, I don't know. So the symbols, they are depicting... Oh, the locations are sort of like strongholds and towns and stuff.
Interestingly, it looks like they are not pointing out existing structures. As you look over this map, I mean, you know that you've traveled to the Southern Air Temple many times. You should have been able to see this town located at the foothills of the Air Nation. Like that, 100% you should have been able to see that. There's nothing there. These look like maybe they were proposed sites. And there's notes in the margins written in a small cramped hand talking about materials required. Looks like these were plans.
He's got his
Or-
Spanish runes and his...
You said there was a symbol in the corner, but you didn't describe the symbol. What does it look like?
The symbol that you see is a wave symbol, not too dissimilar from the water tribe, but rather than the swirling patterns around it, it's a single wave moving over what looks like a ship in the very center, a stylized ship. Keeko, as soon as he sees this, just nods slowly. Doesn't say anything.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Thanks, bro.
Keeko, would you like to share with the class?
It's the Fifth Nation symbol, the one we used for
Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's the one one I heard they used. It's the one I heard that was used by the Fifth Nation. I certainly wasn't a member.
Right.
It's so easy.
That's what he would do. You know that's what he would say. You know he would say that. I've got to play Keeko as Brandon plays him when Brandon's not here. And that's exactly what he'd say. He'd be like, yeah, it's the one we used. I mean
They used.
I know nothing about I hunt them. With Co.
Wow. Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So what kind of stuff does it say in the materials required?
It's talking about huge
building
requirements
materials?
of lumber, stone. It's talking about the need for a forge to be set up, listing the requirements to get the forge set up.
Yeah, okay.
It looks like
So just building materials.
building materials. Yeah, it looks like whatever this was. I would say you've kind of got enough information that it kind of looks like these were proposed sites for the Fifth Nation to build infrastructure and significant infrastructure.
I was going to ask, is this big enough for them after the collapse, or this would be before the collapse of the Fifth Nation, right?
Jedd, can you make me an assess the situation check, please?
I'd really not like to.
You have to.
Oh,
this
it's
is
okay.
Oh, it's okay.
It's okay.
He's changed his tune,
It's okay.
everybody. 8 success. Jedd, as you look over this, you don't know a huge amount about the Fifth Nation, only that they, like, given your positioning with the, where were you? I think you were at the Northern Air Temple during that time? Can't remember. Which Air Temple did you say you were at during this period of time?
Southern.
Southern?
Was it the Southern? Were you guys near the Southern? In that case, I take it back.
We're from Southern.
Oh, in that case,
Yeah,
I'll
I think
take it
we
back. You guys do know a bit about the Fifth Nation. Jedd and Ted, you would both know this. The Fifth Nation, like, were pretty powerful for a big old stretch of time. It's not surprising to you at all that they were planning on building infrastructure. They were a nomadic fleet for a very long time. It makes sense that they would have had island bases or bases hidden away from Fire Nation fleets or Earth Nation soldiers. Like, they would have had places, but this is different again. This is actually setting up towns, cities, eventually, like outposts, military outposts on Earth Nation soil. Yeah, starting to claim land from other nations. Is this possible now? Jedd, you don't think it likely is. Not anymore. Not since Kyoshi shattered the fleet and took out their leader. It's very unlikely that the Fifth Nation are in any position to start being a real threat in terms of the like taking land for themselves. It's still a threat to merchants and people. Like, they're pirates, right? They've become much more. Interestingly, Kyoshi's breaking of the Fifth Nation kind of made them much more piratey than they were before. They no longer were, like, kind of kept under the leadership of Tagaka, who was, like, really quite iron-fisted in keeping them under control. They kind of splintered and fell apart.
Cool. So it's pre-collapse plans.
Seems to be plans from before Kyoshi fragmented and shattered the Fifth Nation. As you get through to the last scroll, Jedd, rolled up inside the scroll is a yellow scarf.
It's always the yellow scarves.
The yellow necks are back. It's rolled up with a letter. As you look over the page, you see this is a letter addressed to Tagaka of the Fifth Nation. Simply signed K. The letter reads, Dearest Tagaka, I was pleased to hear of your fleet's rapid growth. It is exciting that you have such control over the waves, wrested away from the hands of the other nations. My organization has made several strong inlays on land. The Earth Nation has no way to control or to stop us. Together, I think our organizations crumble the very foundations that hold this world in its constant state. We could raze it to the ground and build something new. I send to you a symbol that we wear and carry as members of our organization. A scarf of canary yellow. I look forward to hearing from you. And hope that we may find a common ground against our common enemies. Signed, K. Ted.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this the same scarf that me and Keeko have?
Yeah. For
Okay,
sure.
cool. So I don't need to take it and wear it because I've already got one.
I wouldn't be wearing it.
I'm not wearing it now. I just mean like in general. I don't need it to wear because I already have one.
As the yellow scarf is unrolled from the note, you hear a sudden hiss next to you, Jedd, and you look up and see Kyoshi looking down, brow furrowed as she gazes down at this scarf. She reaches out and plucks it from the letter and looks at it. You can see flames begin to lick up around the edges of her fingers before she sort of stops herself from burning it then and there. Controls herself.
I mean, you can burn it if you want. It's fine.
Burn it. Burn it.
Do you say that, Ted?
Yeah.
Kyoshi looks at you, nods, and then as she throws the scarf into the air, you watch as it catches a light, burning away in an instant, carried by the winds. Kyoshi looks very satisfied as she dusts the ash off her hands and then turns back her attention towards the letter. What have you got there?
It's a letter from the Yellow Scarfs to the old leader of the Fifth Nation, blah, blah,
Where's
blah.
the fucking Yellownecks? Am I never going to be done stamping them out?
See, Tilla, we should have killed them.
I wanted to.
Yeah, I know you did.
Oh.
But they were talking to the Fifth Nation, and I think they're conspiring to join forces once things were settled here.
I had no idea they tried to ally with the Fifth Nation. That is deeply concerning.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Well, I'm not sure it does. The Yellownecks are scum. Let's not beat around the bush. They're scum. They're the lowest of the low. Criminal Daofei. Self-serving. At least the Fifth Nation were trying to do something different.
But how would you... It makes it easier to take over land that's already been disrupted.
Yes, it does, doesn't it?
So it's beneficial for the Fifth Nation that they exist.
And they've got plausible deniability.
Yep.
Land was abandoned because of bandit groups, because of Daofei. We've simply claimed it, and our strength keeps the Daofei away. By the spirits, this is actually a fairly well thought out plan. But they didn't get a chance to do it. Fifth Nation are gone.
Wow.
I shattered the remains of their fleet. It's just
The remains still exist, so who knows what they're up to.
it's like fragments that are left behind. Maybe 6 ships were left. That's not enough to. This is ambitious. They can't do this anymore.
This is before the shattering. It's fine.
I don't relish the idea of there being an alliance between these two groups, though. That
But I
concerns me.
assume probably the leftovers, if this was widespread knowledge, would have gone to Yellow next now.
Thereby reconstituting the Yellownecks as well. I thought Yun had wiped out a fair portion of them.
Yes.
Lilly, is this a question for Kyoshi or for me?
For you.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the King's Code book that I have. Did that refer to different places? Is that what the spirit pretty much said, the code was relating to?
Yeah, that's right.
Can I try to cross-reference with the scrolls?
Yeah, absolutely, Lilly. As you take the letter off Jedd, the letter from Kay announcing a potential union between the Yellownecks and the Fifth Nation. Could I get you to please roll a... I'm going to say assess the situation. I'm going to say that you've spent enough time with this code book. You're kind of looking to correlate information. It's not push your luck anymore.
10.
10. That's a full success. Bree? Oh yeah. There's a code. There's absolutely a code hidden in this letter. As you look through and begin doing the minor substitution, the letter itself is unimportant. Yeah, it's talking about some sort of alliance, but it's not actually saying anything specific. It's just, hey, let's be friends. Like, there's no way this is the full note. Indeed, as you begin taking out and substituting some of the letters, you quickly find it's a substitution cipher. The real letter is coordinates and a rendezvous point. Talking about a trade. The rendezvous point, one of the small islands around the edge of the southern air nation.
Secret
In fact,
tunnel.
The site of the village, the proposed village that's in the scroll.
Does it mention what the trade is for?
Doesn't say what it's for. It says, must trade, come midnight. And then it gives the location.
Yeah, okay.
How new is this?
It's hard
Like,
to
does it have a
say.
date? Is it
I would
dated?
say with Lily's 10 for an assess the situation, if that's a question you wanted to ask Lily. Or Ted, do you want to roll to see if you know what it is?
Yeah, right, hit me. What am I doing? Assess the situation.
Yeah, can I get an assess the situation, please?
Fucking sure.
He sounds excited, team.
Oh, what's an 8?
That's an 8. Ted. This letter's pretty new. Maybe a day or two?
Okay, so there's no like date on it or anything.
No date listed.
Wait,
They're pretty new, so it could be
As you
either
look through
today or
the-
tomorrow or yesterday.
As you look through, the paper's undamaged. It's been freshly squeezed papyrus. It's been freshly set. This is new. The scrolls in here are much older. This letter that was tucked in is much
yeah.
older.
So
Almost
this,
like someone's
we-
accessed this fairly recently.
It's yeah, like this is their stashing point, and they
So we should put it back.
no. Well, it doesn't matter because we're gonna go there now.
Yep.
So, which island is it taking us to?
Small island.
Yeah,
that
little
moves.
island. So as you look at the archipelago that makes
To
up the sort
the-
of half crescent of
That's
the southern
that's the
air nation.
name.
It is the one that's called Little Island?
It's called Little Island, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so it's the one that we've been trying to get Kyoshi to go to this whole time.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's crazy.
Okay.
It's almost like
Some sort of
Plot.
convergence.
Oh, I was
it's
gonna
like
say
he doesn't
railroad.
like he doesn't want this to go for how many sessions?
So I'm just not going to tell anybody what this says.
Cool. Keep it to yourself. That's right. You can do that. That's your choice.
I've read it though.
You can't read the code. I have the code book and I'm not letting anybody look at it as I'm like substituting it.
Only Lily knows that there's a trade.
Oh, I just know how
at this
old it
location.
is. Okay.
That's the only thing yet, but I can also just point out that the maps we got and the maps that I found overlap.
What's the overlap? Little Island?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, right? Was it
Daddy?
Little Island or was it a different
Little Island.
It was Little Island on the Airbender. Yeah.
Well, it's,
And
so
I'm gonna-
the problem with the Airbender map is it's really, really old, and so it's hard to kind of know exactly where because the landscape has changed a bit. Your
Rough
best
location
guess
and
that it
rough
was near Little
location?
Island. Yeah.
Converge. Now,
like there's some
considering what was at the
convergence here.
last point of this on this map, the fact that they converge is not a good sign.
What are you talking
Let's
about?
do it.
Because the
It's a great
last one was
sign.
totally peaceful, nothing ever happened.
Great sign. You could check it out.
Well, if that one was so bad, then this one has to be good.
We have to equal
You have to,
things
it has to
out.
be balanced. It has to be balanced. Yeah.
This is where the sunrise is kept.
Come now, Andrew. Don't you appreciate me?
Hell has
What?
it called?
I mean, I was told to get Kyoshi to go to Little Island, so I will definitely be sharing the rendezvous point and say we should get moving if we want to get there on time.
Will you make it there by midnight?
You'd make it there by nightfall, definitely. Yeah. Especially
Great.
with the
Cool.
couple of waterbenders pushing the boat quicker and quicker. Yeah. Absolutely.
Maybe it's a really good airbender.
Maybe.
Go on then.
Go on, do it.
Maybe later.
As
I need to have a nap. So
as
yeah.
you begin poring over the book, over your code book and over your over the scroll, Lily, One thing you do notice is that your codebook has a few notes written in it by King.
Mm-hmm.
Handwriting. Very
Different?
similar to the letter.
Ah, yeah. I kind of figured that when you said it was signed K.
Very
Cool.
similar.
Okay, for
I thought we all did.
Keith. It's Keith.
Kraken.
Look, I won't lie, didn't remember his name.
I guess like it's pretty obvious to me because I have literally written Yellowneck in brackets King's codebook.
That'll help. That'll come in handy.
I mean, it's just like it's his name, but it's also just a title. Like it's not that hard to
I just
remember.
remember that we should have probably killed them, and we didn't.
Well, someone stopped me, so
You did
Shut
no.
up!
You did the right thing by not killing them. Because like
Maybe.
that is absolutely like frontier justice in the very
Yeah.
heart of the Earth Kingdom. That's a pretty heavy penalty to be just like laying down on people
Called
who've only done some
vigilantes.
mild. Yeah, it is a level of vigilantism.
Say mild.
They just stole shit. Like, what did they do that was so bad?
you're right.
they
We should
tried to
let them
recruit
go.
a child.
We should let
Join
all
them.
the yellow scarfs go because they only steal shit.
Yellow necks.
That-
No
I'm
one
just-
said anything about letting them go.
I'm just giving devil's advocate here. What would you guys like to do? Make your way over to
Get moving.
Lilly? Perfect.
Little
As
island.
as Kyoshi looks down, seeing you with the code book and looking through the scroll, she kind of shrugs a bit, not really sort of knowing what you're doing. She'll check in again after about half an hour. Lilly, what are you doing? Is there something that we've missed in that scroll?
The letter, it says something different to what you guys think it says. I kind of stole a book from the Yellownecks. Same time I stole that pretty scarf. The one that I used on that bomb that we blew up underneath the water. Yeah.
Yeah, it
well,
brought me a lot of joy seeing that yellow scarf blown up. More than I'd care to admit.
Yeah. So, according to this cipher, the letter has a secret message in it, which is for a rendezvous at Little Island, which is where we're going anyway. So it works out really well. But we kind of have to get there like now.
Interesting. So this is some sort of dead drop they're using this ship for, but how do they find
Yeah.
it in the open ocean reliably?
They sunk
Is there
it.
anything like
Compass.
sticking up above the water at all?
I mean, you
Or
can,
anything
you
you
can
see
still
from
see
the
the ice
surface?
shelf from where you are. Maybe they're using some form of like navigation along the ice shelf. Maybe there's something else they're using. Maybe they're putting some poor waterbender under the water and like dragging him behind the ship to look out for it. Hard to
Maybe
say.
they
I
have a
believe it.
GPS tracker, maybe.
Yeah, that's definitely
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
extant
You
at
got
the
it.
moment in Avatar.
Yeah,
Contribution,
cool.
Archie.
You're welcome, guys. Or
Now
should I
then.
help?
Now, while you are making your way over the waves towards Little Island, we promised that we would do a character growth.
Yay!
So let's do it now as we progress. We will do Brandon's when he rejoins us. So, the questions for your character growth, I'm pretty confident the answer to all of these has been yes, because we're kind of doing more of a milestone style level up. But I'll double check and make sure that is definitely the case. I'm pretty confident. You've definitely
I already
reached
have 2 growth markers
Oh
that. Fantastic. Let's-
because I've convinced people twice to join in with my heist.
That's true. You have definitely, yeah. It's been pretty funny that you've been able to do that so consistently.
Yeah.
I do find that quite funny. Alrighty. So let's just go through. Actually, I'll pull open Keeko's and maybe we'll level up. Nah. Look, I'll let Brandon level up Keeko. Shouldn't do his character sheet for him, should I? Alrighty. So let's go through our questions. So each of you have your separate question. Do you want to go through the separate questions first, and then we'll go through your group questions as a team at the end?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
Ted, what is your individual question?
Did you express gratitude to a companion for their presence, support, or teaching? I thanked Kyoshi for saving us from the whirlpool.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think I've
there's been
thanked someone
probably.
else.
I was gonna say I think there's probably better examples I
Yeah.
can think of off the top of my head. I think in Wolf Cove, you were thankful to
That was, yeah.
Yara when she was preparing the things and getting the stuff ready. I would say that was probably a good example too. Have you thanked your brother?
We're not really. We're not really. We don't do that. We're too tough, you know.
Too tough.
Too tough.
Is that
thank
what he's
each other.
saying?
Wow.
Okay.
Like,
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's confirmed.
yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I would say that you can.
Actually, you know what? I think I've also thanked Lilly
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
some point.
for like it would have been like 3 sessions ago. I can't remember exactly what for, but I remember doing it particularly.
Okay. Jedd, what is your growth question?
Did you try to make amends for past mistakes or prove you're a different person now?
I would say you have been, yeah. I mean, this whole arc of being a bounty hunter, talking through your situation and your experience with I've had a mental blank on the name of your tutor with your mentor, the Airbender.
And I've also
Yang Zhen?
apologized to my brother.
You have apologized to your brother.
For past mistakes.
That's true.
Um,
That's very true.
When was it?
to make amends for the fact that he threw me out of a tree.
Jianzu is the name I'm looking for. Jianzu.
That did happen.
Yeah. And yeah, just trying to
No,
prove
Jianzu was the
that
Earthbender. Sorry.
you mean
Kelsang.
That's the one.
Kelsang was your master. Yeah,
It was,
and I think you've sort of explored the situation with Kelsang a bit, trying to make up for what happened with Kelsang. So yeah, I'd say that you've done a pretty good job of doing that. Absolutely. Bree, what is Lily's growth question?
Did you get a friend to join in or approve of one of your bad habits?
Fuck yes, you have multiple times.
I don't think you have actually.
Dragon. what
Did
is-
you not help me steal all the bounties? You specifically
She
are the
definitely
person who I'm ticking this off for.
Dragon, what is Tilla's growth question?
I think this is the right one. Did you pursue a desire or goal of your own outside of protecting others?
Yes, that is definitely your question. Have you done that? I would argue that you probably have. You've not been too focused. I mean, you have been focused on protection, 100%, but I think your capture of the bandit back in Yokoya village, turning him into the law, wasn't in the protection or service of others. That was you kind of doing something for yourself, I'd argue. I'd say that. And then the general growth questions that we ask are, did you learn something challenging, exciting, or complicated about the world? That's a solid yes. Did you stop a dangerous threat or solve a community problem? Absolutely yes. Did you guide a character toward balance or end the session at a yes?
I have never ended a session.
End the session at a balance. Did I say yes? End the session at your center. I said end the session at a yes, which I think
Yes.
is hilarious.
You did.
End the session
guided
at
myself.
your center.
Yes, because I've never shifted my balance.
I guided myself at some point, and I'm pretty sure I guided Lily. Because Lily was really close to the edge at one point. I can't remember if that's true though.
I shifted someone's balance last session. I think it was Brandon's.
I think there was one time where I was like, hey, is me hanging out with Andrew like shifting towards friendship? And you were like, yes. I'm like, cool. So now I'm going to shift back towards survival and do this thing.
You did do that. You
That's
did
right.
do that.
I
I
do
think,
remember
I think
that.
that's the only time that we've like
Yeah.
Yeah.
that way.
So, what will you take as your level ups? You've got a few different options. You can take some playbook moves. You can take some non-playbook moves. You can give yourself pluses to certain stats. You've got a lot of options ahead of you. What are you kind of thinking?
I can get a fighting technique.
I believe
Can
so,
we just-
yeah. If there's a fighting technique that you're specifically looking for, yeah, absolutely.
Oh shit! What was it called?
So the
I know what
advancement,
yours
so the
was.
options are you can take a new move from your playbook, take a new move from another playbook, raise a stat by +1, but there's a max of +2 in any given stat. You can shift your center one step, or if you're already at center, you can unlock your moment of balance.
That's not the same as a fighting technique, then, is it?
No.
Okay.
Fighting
I can
techniques are
get a move.
normally earned by working with a master or tutor or a mentor to teach you a new technique.
Or like getting a scroll, like in the last campaign, we each kind of like got a scroll that taught us something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Hmm.
So what are you guys thinking as you look through your options? Talk me through your thought process.
I think I want to move.
Fair enough.
Where do you want to move to?
Somewhere a bit warmer. It's a bit cold.
Yeah, it is.
Brisbane's nice.
Don't.
That's too warm.
We've already been having this discussion lately. After we were up in Queensland.
Oh, well, look, I mean, I don't want to... If you've already been having the discussion, it sounds like the seeds are already planted.
Where's the
Just
move that allows you to hide?
That allows you to hide?
Yeah, there was one that's like made you more stealthy.
Is this from another playbook?
Yeah.
I think I can tell you which playbook. Give me a second and I'll find it for you.
I don't know what I'm doing.
So essentially, so your options are, Dragon, you can basically go through and gain some extra things. So one of the easiest ones is just give yourself a +1 in one of your existing stats to get you up to a maximum of +2. So at the moment, if we look at your character, you've currently got, let's have a quick peekaroo. You've currently got a -1 in creativity, +1 in focus, 0 in harmony, +1 in passion. You could bump one of these up to a higher level if you'd like. So maybe you have like a +2 for focus or a +2 for passion, which means you're more likely to succeed on those checks. The pluses are probably the easiest ones early game to get like immediate easy benefit from. Otherwise, the playbook moves you'll find if you look at your playbook. So what's your playbook? You're currently playing as the Guardian. So if we look through the Guardian playbook, you could potentially give yourself a couple of the other moves like Suspicious Mind. Because actually, let's have a look. What have you got currently? So let's use you as an example. So you've currently got Suspicious Mind and Badge of Authority. So you could potentially open up Catch a Liar. When you're suspicious of someone, you write their name. You cannot write another name until you've made them admit their guilt and misdeeds in front of an audience. But when they admit their guilt and misdeeds in front of an audience, you get to clear their name. When you expose that person's lies or wrongdoing, clear all your fatigue and up to 2 conditions. You also get a +1 to focus if you do furrowed brow, and you can get Martyr Complex, which is a different move, which lets you, if you have a total of 8 marked things between conditions, highest principle, and fatigue, you get to take +1 to everything that you do from that point onwards until you clear those fatigue or moves. So, the easiest one you can do, easiest one you can do that's going to give you immediate benefit straight away, take a +1 to one of your stats. If you wanted to get rid of that -1 to creativity, you could bump it up to a 0, or you could bump up the things that you're good at. What are you thinking?
I clicked on something in the hopes of changing it, and I accidentally just did a roll, and it's a fucking 10. So now I'm mad.
That's a real shame. That's a real shame.
Real
So what you do is you go down to the character growth at the very, very bottom, and you should be able to then... oh no, Razor Stat's not one of the ones that you can take off. So in that case, then you can just edit it. So I can edit it for you if you like. I can jump into GM Override. I should be able to edit it for you.
Yes, please. Because I just keep accidentally rolling stuff.
That's okay. Let me have a quick peekaroo. We go to growth advancements. And then go here. I've just rolled for you. I got a 13. I got a 13. I'm so pleased I used that up. I really, really ruined that for you. That's so funny.
What are you doing, Andrew?
Yeah, what are you doing, Andrew?
Trying to change.
I've found something called No Time for Feelings.
So you're obviously going to take that.
Yeah, when you have equal or fewer conditions marked than your highest principle, mark fatigue to push down your feelings for the rest of the scene and ignore condition penalties until the end of the scene. When you resist a NPC shift to balance, mark a condition to roll with conditions marked max of 4. You cannot then choose to clear conditions by immediately proving them wrong. So I can then forgo afraid and stuff when making rolls by marking a condition. Marking a fatigue.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
I figured out how to do it.
Oh, nice. Good. How did you
After
do
I
it?
rolled like 20 times. I just went to edit and then the stats, and you can change them there.
I can't see, as a DM, I can't actually edit your stats. I can only edit the bonuses. Which is good to know. Bree, what are you taking? Uh-oh. You're muted.
Sorry. I took a new playbook move from another playbook, and it's called
Ooh.
Your Rules Stink.
Oh, this is good.
When you stand up to an adult by telling them their rules are stupid, roll with passion. On a hit, they are surprised by your argument and they must shift their balance or offer you a way forward past the rules. On a 10+, they do both. On a miss, your efforts to move them only reveal how strongly they believe in the system, and mark a condition as their resistance leaves you.
Marco had that, but I never used it.
God damn. I know, yeah, you never used it. Archie, what are you taking for Ted?
Took a new move.
Ooh, what'd you take?
Slippery Eel Hound.
Oh,
When
that's
you
from my
defend-
playbook.
When
Yeah.
you defend a maneuver and choose to use Caesar's position to escape the scene, foes must mark an additional 2 fatigue to stop you, and you may bring any allies within reach when you retreat.
Nice. That'll come in handy. It's pretty good.
Now I just need my new move.
Also, looking at the list of things, koala sheep?
Yeah, they're a thing.
Do they sleep most of the day? What's their lifestyle like?
How much of them is koala? How much of them?
Yeah, like.
So they've got the body of a sheep, the head of a koala, and then the claws of a koala.
Oh, they're ugly as.
Or maybe the head of a
That's
sheep, the
horrifying.
body of a koala, and then the hooves of a sheep.
That's funnier.
There's an actual.
There's an actual thing?
Yeah. Yeah, you just Google it.
Oh,
I
God.
see.
They're not ugly, but they're just.
They're kind of ugly.
Oh, they're really cute. Actually, my first guess was spot on. They've got the head of a koala, the body of a sheep, and the claws of a koala. Sort of.
They're kind of cute.
They're kind of cute.
Okay, I just saw a sheared one. Holy, that's horrifying.
You can
Yeah,
buy plushies
sheared.
of them.
Sheared wouldn't be good. You can buy plushies.
They're cute.
Yeah, nice. Okay, perfect. Is there anything else we need to touch on for your character growth, or are we good to proceed?
Oh, okay.
Don't sound too excited. What's going on?
Jesus Christ.
I want to move.
You want to move, as in you want a
Yeah.
fighting technique?
Yeah.
Go seek out a master to teach you, mate.
All right. What's
So Ted, I'm here to teach you today.
Oh, I don't think I could find him. I guess I know who could teach it to me.
Who could
I
teach
can teach you one of my moves. You can teach me one of your moves. Would be good.
No, but I don't want you.
Who are you thinking could be your airbending teacher?
I need Gyatso.
Yatsu. He hasn't been born yet.
I
Yeah,
think
Does that mean I
Kyoshi.
need him?
I need Kyoshi.
He's not going to be born for like another 100 and something years, 200 years.
Kyoshi hasn't mastered airbending yet. She's not going to be able to teach you anything.
He has mastered destruction, which is all I care about.
Who taught Gyatso?
Who taught Gyatso? I don't think we know canonically
actually did
who's
teach him?
Gyatso's airbending master was.
Can we make someone up?
Well, that person's
That
not
would
going to
be
be born
alive
for
in this
another
time.
100 years, mate.
Then who taught him?
He's not going to be born
I
for another
did.
50 years.
It all comes back to you.
It was Jedd. Jedd was the one who
it's me.
taught.
I start. Can I teach myself?
No. As the boat continues
Only if you
onwards-
find a scroll.
Only if you
Okay.
find a scroll. During this time, Kiyu and Koz have been focusing on waterbending to keep the boat moving quickly, as Kyoshi takes a bit of a rest as well, having been in a bit of a position against the Anglo-Moray, requiring a bit of bending for that point. She's been sort of exerting herself quite a bit. The fight against the squid sharks. She takes a bit of a rest as well, joining you as you will take a bit of a nap. The first sign of the approaching Air Nation are the mountains that rise from the horizon. Spears of stone rising up out of the ocean itself, surrounded by clouds among the upper reaches of these impressive ranges of mountains. Even from this great distance, you can see how tall and how impressive the mountain ranges are from the surface. A sight that Ted and Jedd likely have never seen, given that you've probably always approached the Southern Air Temple on Bisonback. This is likely the first time you've ever seen just how impressively tall the mountains are from the surface of the ocean, sea level. As the boat approaches the main cluster of large peaks, Coase begins to slow down his bending a little bit, allowing the boat to sort of slow down as it approaches the edge of a sandy beach right at the very edge of this archipelago. Kyu at this point takes over, moving the ship around a little bit, guiding it through the narrow passageways between some of the islands. Nothing more than really rivers that you're navigating, tiny spaces between what was once an enormous mountain range that has since sunk into the ocean. As you begin to move through, there are signs that others have been here before. A ruined ship up against the broken coastline of one of the mountains, jagged rocks having splintered the deck into pieces, a sail fluttering into the breeze. Fire Nation, but wrecked and ruined on this coast. Maybe the ship was abandoned at sea and has washed up and smashed onto these rocks. Maybe the crew was still here, but it's abandoned now. You continue making your way through the tight, narrow fissures between the mountain ranges before emerging at the northern section of this archipelago. Before you, an island with a much smaller, hilly top stands, slightly off from the rest of the group, almost like a deviation from the half-moon crescent that forms from most of these islands around this archipelago. You can see the rocky terrain in the very center here is about half that of the rest of this area. Tiny. And as the boat approaches Little Island, you can see 3 ships are currently docked up on the sandy shore. Figures moving around the coastline, carrying items from the ship into what looks like a ravine down into the center of the island. Kyu immediately slows the boat and guides it over to a side estuary, giving you clear view of these figures through the mangroves in front of you, but hopefully hiding your presence from them. She slows the boat to a crawl and then docks up against the mangroves. She turns towards the rest of you. The ships there, they look like Fifth Nation. The clothing on the people that I could see was very much incongruous. It was a mixture of different clothing. I think this could be the Fifth Nation. How do we want to approach? Go in, fists swinging, elements blazing, or maybe try and anchor the ship somewhere around the eastern coast. Sneak in and see what we can see.
I think we should sneak in.
I agree.
We don't know how many there are.
We don't know how many there are. There could be somewhat... maybe 3 ships. We're talking maybe a crew of 15 or 20 on each one. There could be as many as 60 warriors on this island.
60 men docking.
It's a fair few men and women docking.
It's quite dark now, isn't it?
Mid-afternoon, the sun is beginning to
Mid-afternoon.
set in the horizon
Okay.
behind you, but it's not pitch black. I mean, if you were to just sail
Okay.
out, they would see you.
Yeah, I think we should wait until it's dark and sneak in and see if we can kind of case the joint a little bit before any kind of ideas come about. We need to know how many people there are, where they're going to be, what they're doing.
You watch as Kyoshi cracks her knuckles and looks down at you and goes, "Oh, you want to do tactics?"
Unless Kyoshi, you can just sink this island.
Well, I've never sunk an island before. I can't imagine it's
Haven't
too
Start for
hard.
everything.
We don't start.
Do it.
I'm probably opposed to just sinking an island straight off the bat. That seems like a bit of an escalation,
Sink
even
the
if they
ships.
are Fifth Nation. Some of these people here might not
Hey,
know
but
what
the
they're
island
getting into.
didn't do anything wrong.
That's fair. The island hasn't done anything wrong yet.
Yet.
I'm happy. I'm happy to take this a bit slower. Figure out what we're doing first. I mean, most of the time I found myself in trouble. It's because I've rushed in, and you lot report to Rangi. I don't want to be coming back with some of you, and then you telling her that I just rushed in without thinking this through.
What time is it?
Mid-afternoon.
Middle of the day.
3 o'clock-ish.
Okay, okay.
3 o'clock.
So if we wait till then, we'll also have an opportunity to make a wish.
A wish?
A wish fish.
What are you
Yeah,
talking
we
about
mean,
wishes? What are you talking about wishes for?
He can grant us a favor, I guess, by the time we want to start sneaking in.
You're hoping to use your request from the Sunset Spirit.
I don't think we should do that in front of Kyoshi. The first thing she's going to do is go after the spirit.
I thought you meant our sacrifice.
You guys did try to kind of like talk about the Sunset Spirit as not being antagonistic, and Kyoshi was kind of open to that a little bit. She just said her experience with spirits wasn't particularly great, but
Yeah.
I also think having the Sunset Spirit speaking to us in the same way he did last time is going to draw us a lot of attention.
I was just going to ask him. to
I
kill
don't know what you're talking about.
Just going to wipe out all the Fifth Nation people on the island. I don't know what you're on about.
Well, okay, I was thinking that me and someone else who are equally stealthy could indulge in a bad habit of mine of trespassing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I could then assess the situation to case the joint. And if anything goes wrong, I can always provoke the NPCs into doing something foolhardy using my "is that the best you got?" I also have the squid ink powder that I can use to make us camouflaged in darkness.
Question.
Yeah.
Before we figure out anything else, how many fatigue would I lose from the way here?
How many fatigue would you lose from the way
Yeah,
here?
are we clear? Are we clear?
Yeah, you guys can take it as if you had a long rest.
Yeah, sweet.
So
Makes sense.
all of it?
That's as
Yep.
well.
Yep, clear yourselves out.
Thank God that's 5 gone. Okay. Yep, I'm down for any options you have now.
I have a question.
Yeah, you can ask it. So,
I was just thinking of how to word it.
It's a safe place. It's okay.
It's not though.
We'll only make fun of you a little
unless
bit.
it's embarrassing, then we'll tease you about it mercilessly.
Yeah, that's fine. There's a
And
lot
it'll be on
of
the internet forever.
everything's on the internet forever. It's fine. I streamed for like 2 years.
Made my
I'm
peace
more
with that
embarrassed by that
years
than
ago.
this.
Good to know. I need to lift my game a bit. Embarrass you more.
Fifth Nation. There's a lot of Fifth Nation.
Yeah.
Sorry, Yellownecks. There's a lot of them.
You don't know. Your experience of the Yellownecks is pretty limited, Ted and Jedd.
We do know that they had a whole ass base up in the mountains because
Up in the
I found that
north.
information out.
Okay, so
They were
stay-
big, but we found a remnant that was very isolated and not doing well.
Yeah.
And
So,
trying to actively recruit.
yeah.
so that not everyone is known. So potentially 2 people, because there's two people could put on their scarf and sneak in.
Yeah, for sure.
Shut up, Ange. I'm not talking about in front of Kyoshi, you dumbass.
No. That's not the problem
If
here.
you tell Kyoshi you're going to put scarves on, she's not going to just suddenly attack you. She's
That's
not,
not
like,
the problem.
She's not like fucking like,
They
like
would know
detection thing
everyone
where
who
like you
comes
suddenly
to
got the
the
scarf on, just like kill
Dude,
on
but there's
sight.
people coming for a
But the
leader.
thing is, if they're
Yeah,
going
we
to do
don't
a rendezvous for a secret trade that is only known by a select few people, they would only bring trusted allies with them. And they would already know everybody who is part of
On
that
the-
They don't know
rendezvous
all
mission.
60 people on that ship.
How many Yellownecks are there versus how many do we know?
I don't
Can we
know.
only see that there is a large number of people?
You can only see there's a large number of people. Now, it is possible that the Yellownecks have already arrived, but the ships do look much more what you would expect from Fifth Nation. These aren't clearly Earth Nation ships. And in addition, if the Yellownecks have commandeered a ship of their own, it's probably not going to be as well looked after as these ships are. Like, these people live
Keeko.
and die on these ships. They've worked hard to repair them.
There's probably going to be like a much smaller group of Yellownecks coming to
barge.
the rendezvous at midnight.
Yeah, exactly.
Keeko or
Tilla?
Koz? Yara? Kyu?
Yara.
Yara?
What is happening tonight?
What a stroke.
Yeah. Do any of these ships resemble the captain of that does the glass? I wrote his name down. Where is he? The glass bending. No, I just. Admiral Glass. That's what I wrote his name as, but it's
Oh my
Coral?
fucking god.
Coral.
No, I think that's his name.
No,
Admiral
Admiral
Glass.
Glass sounds about right.
Korng is his name.
Korng.
Korng. Korng. Oh my
I love
god.
that you just wrote
Can I-
Admiral Glass.
Can I say, you guys would have been really proud of me last night in our Return of the Giants campaign. The team used a potion of clairvoyance to spy on an enemy of theirs, this Duragar, a deep dwarf, trying to find out what he was up to, and he met with a Cambion, a devil, to make a bargain. And he has an obsidian foot. He goes by the name Obsidian Foot, this Duragar. And so when he started trying to negotiate with the Cambion went, "Can I call you Obsidian?" No, you can't. Mr. Foot, then. And I thought you'd be very proud of me.
very, very happy with that.
Mr. Foot, then. What I'm proposing is an infernal deal for my benefit, not yours. I had a lot of fun with that. Mr.
Yeah, no, I've got
That's
Admiral Glass. here.
hilarious.
Thank you. I thought you'd be proud of that.
I'm very happy.
Is that a derail? I guess it is a derail. That's fair.
That is absolutely a derail. You
Had
can't even
anyone-
argue that.
Had anyone bet on me?
Yeah,
That's fair.
Archie.
I think there's always someone betting on you, and I think it's always Archie.
It's always
It's just
Archie.
Archie.
He baits me.
He bet 300 on you. You had the highest bets.
That's fair. I wear that.
You're easy to bait.
That's very true. Yeah, Admiral Call. Yara, as she looks across the bay, sort of peering through the mangroves, kind of shrugs a bit. I don't know. I don't really know what his ship looks like. I just know that it's probably going to have like glass on the deck or something like that, right? You watch as Keeko kind of like nods for a moment and goes, yeah, the ship in the middle. Pretty sure that's his.
Oh yeah, I can see the light refracting off the glass now. Thank you.
No, it's easy to see when you're on the deck of the ship, but it's easy to see from back here. There's a figurehead that'll be made of glass at the front. I mean, it's not easy to see from here, but when we get closer, you'll see it. So Keeko does his best to kind of navigate around. Yeah, pretty sure that's it. You'll notice it doesn't have a master or sail either. He keeps a lot of the better waterbenders to move the ship, says it's quicker than sailing.
That's fair.
He should get some airbenders as well.
This is going.
Yeah,
feel like you would need a spell for that.
Airbenders generally don't join us. They're much more like spirit. Don't normally join the Fifth Nation. I hear they're more spiritual, and they're not. Like, it's pretty unusual.
So
to
if
find.
we leave him behind, he's totally
Well
getting
done.
killed by Coke. Like everyone. On
Everyone?
yeah, on this boat is just gonna jump in.
We told Brandon if he didn't come tonight, we were sacrificing him. We're just living up to that promise.
That's true. That is
I'm just playing Keeko how Brandon plays Keeko.
I feel like he's been getting a little bit more tactful recently, but
I'm
He
going
takes
back
notes.
It's very true.
yeah, that's how he
that's
fucks
the
up.
reason. That's how
Split
he
his
did.
attention.
I miss him because he takes notes.
So you miss
Yeah,
him
like
for what
Admiral
he does
Glass.
for you. Nice.
Yeah.
Admiral Glass.
Isn't
Yeah.
that why people miss everyone?
Yeah, isn't that like the whole?
Sure. Yeah. As Keeko kind of like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that the boat in the middle's his. And the other two are definitely Fifth Nation ships, by the way. Definitely. They've got the flag at the top. Likely.
Likely.
If I know my Fifth Nation pirate scum. As he like shrugs into his jacket.
Everyone's
The
just
long-
looking at him
The
like
long
real
fire
bummed
admiral
out.
coat that
Yeah.
he has. Fire Nation Navy coat. Yeah, they're an eclectic bunch of fucks. We're all sorts of random stuff from different nations.
Can I just kick him
opposite
in the
of trick.
chin? Like fucking hell.
That's fair.
Could add this
That-
one,
that rolled a
so I
success.
get it.
Yeah, what's the opposite of
Situation.
trick?
What was that? You want to try and trick?
No, what's the opposite of trick?
Plead?
Reveal, I guess? Because tricking is lying. It's just reveal.
Can I
roll?
assist the
What do I roll?
I'd say creativity.
Okay. Oh, fuck, -1. That's a
I have to-
7.
Just to see who believes.
What are you trying to do?
I feel like he's lying.
Keeko?
Yeah.
He's not. He's definitely not lying.
I mean, he's lying about his affiliate with Fifth Nation.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a member of the Fifth Nation, Ted. You know
We
this.
know this.
You blatantly know this. Jedd
I
stole
thought
his
that
wanted
told
poster.
us.
He's revealed it too.
There's other people here.
Just your team knows that he's an actual
Okay.
member of the Fifth Nation.
Cool.
Just
And
your
we've been covering for him every step of the way. Like, Jedd
Like,
literally
major
destroyed his bounty.
But at this point, all of us want to murder him because
Wait,
he is the
does-
one that's going to fucking.
Does he know we destroyed
Does
the
he
other?
know that we know
He
that?
has no
No.
idea that you stole a wanted poster of him and destroyed it. You never told him.
He doesn't know that we even found the one.
Yeah. I think you told him
I
you
think
found
it
it, but I
was
don't think he knows that you
I
destroyed it.
mentioned it to him, and that's when he revealed that he was actually part of the Fifth Nation. Like, we made him, like, actually tell us.
Like, he was like, guys, you're not gonna believe.
Yeah. And we're just there like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so what do we want to do?
Under the cover of darkness, we strike.
Who
Wait.
wants to come with me?
I'll come.
I think we should all.
I never
go.
got to do anything fun.
I don't think
I
we should.
feel
I
like
feel
it should be
like-
fewer people because I don't have a lot of black powder.
Don't worry about the airbenders. We got ourselves covered.
Are
Okay.
we sneaking in as if we are?
I'm wanting to
Yellow
sneak
necks?
in. Well, no. I'm wanting to sneak in like
Ninjas.
camouflaged, no one see me, and just try to kind of find out what's going on and then get back out without talking to anybody or anything like that. I just want to find out information to come back so we can plan something.
I think we should.
Is there
move
lots
as a
of
group.
trees?
On the island,
Yes.
yeah, for sure. Mangroves all around the.
Did we do our
outer section of
original
it.
plan that we did against the yellow?
Yeah,
man?
I think so. We
Don't
Well, then
push
have
each
an
other out of the
argument in
trees
the
this time?
trees above them.
Don't.
And then...
Don't push each other out of the
We've
tree.
learnt. Hey, this time different trees.
Yeah. Different trees, different way to push you out.
Kyoshi kind of.
Different trees, same story.
Yeah.
Kyoshi nods
What
for a
a-
moment and then examines Ted and sort of goes, I didn't think your plan of sneaking in wearing the yellow neck scarves was altogether a bad idea. Especially if some of us
I thought it was fine, but everyone else
especially
shut
if
it down.
some of us are making their way under the cover of darkness and avoiding detection. If two of us go in wearing those scarves, I feel bad about burning one of them now. How many scarves do we
That's
have?
okay. I think we still got 2.
Only 2.
Shit.
3?
2.
No.
Lily burned one.
Keeko and Archie have one. I used mine to make a
It's
torch.
fuse. Oh yeah, that's right. It's a torch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Part of it was a torch, part of it was a fuse.
I egged Kyoshi on to burn that one.
Yeah, the last one, yeah.
I don't think that's an altogether bad idea. I'm just thinking if some of us are there under the cover of darkness
Thanks,
sneaking in,
Kyoshi. I appreciate
two
it.
of us go in, probably not me, I suspect I'm a bit recognizable, but two of us go in wearing those yellow those
You join me in the trees.
hideous scarves.
I'll join you in the trees.
I definitely
Oh.
know who's going as a yellow neck.
Who's
We
going
can't
as a
send-
yellow neck?
Yeah, you. and
The Earthbender?
That
we
makes
can't
sense.
send the Waterbender in.
You could
What are
Good
Keiko's
enough.
playbook moves? Would he have anything that'd be useful for my
rising.
I'll tell you
purposes?
right now.
No,
Your
no. He
purposes.
can't go in.
What is
Please.
Kiko's function in relation to
But he can't
me?
go in because
Kiko
they might
has-
just recognize him.
That's why I'm wanting to take him with me and cover his
Yeah, no.
tracks.
I'm speaking to.
Yeah.
Kiko,
to my
Keeko
brother.
has a special one called Out of Uniform. When you put on a disguise or physically altered persona to fool a community into thinking you're two different people, roll with creativity. On a hit, people mostly unfamiliar with you won't connect your two personas. On a 7 to 9, this is the last time you can pull this trick without them catching on. On a miss, someone misidentifies you and you switch in a way that causes more trouble for you. He's also got Bonzu, Pippin, Paddleapsocopolis III. When you trick an NPC by assuming a silly disguise or fake identity, mark insecure, but treat your roll as if it was 12 plus. He basically gets a guaranteed win on this. Maybe Kiko's coming in with you as a yellow neck.
Yeah, I feel like that's
Okay.
risky
But then he
though.
could be recognized.
no.
This is the fifth
Yellow
nation.
neck,
So
and
easily.
then use your ink to give him like a beard.
I'm also thinking that he and Archie both have face paints that we can also
Yeah,
help
I
use
got
to
my-
alter his
I got my
appearance.
reverse.
They've got
because-
Dalfei. Yeah.
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 So
got
I
my
could
reverse,
use some of the soot and some of the white
Bella's
paint to
face
basically
paint.
contour and highlight to give him a new face shape.
We have 3 colors.
Yeah,
black, red,
that's
white.
the thing. How do you think you would do contour and
We
highlighter?
also
That's all we need. We got this.
That's all we need to do. All right, give me your paints. Come here, Keeko.
Make me sexy, Lily. I'm ready.
So,
No, I've always
Yeah,
wanted high cheekbones. Do you think you can
Keeko
do
and
that with the?
Tilla?
Yeah, Keeko,
Sure.
Tilla are gone.
I'm
Oh, wait.
basically
You're
just
going in
gonna
head
age
first.
him.
And then
No, so wait, are you just going in by yourself then? As
they're going as yellow necks and we'll be on the outside.
no, because I
Lily.
think
He's talking
Lily and Keeko are going into going ninja
No, Keiko is
style.
going to go in as a yellow
Oh,
neck.
yellow neck?
I'll be
Okay.
going in
Tilla.
under the cover of darkness
Okay.
myself.
Yeah, Tilla and Keeko are going in, just
And-
walking straight in.
And our
Praying to
job
God it works.
is to just keep an eye on everyone.
And
And if things go wrong, fuck shit up.
and don't kick each other out
Out
of
of
the tree.
tree. If we're in the same tree, something's gone wrong.
Or there's only one tree left.
Yeah, there's only one tree that's standing after we're done. We can't
The
tell.
other name for Little Island is One Tree Hill. Unfortunately, there's only one tree on the whole island.
Oh
Just in the very
no.
center.
Ooh.
A lot of mangroves around the edge.
Do you want me to roll with creativity for his makeup, or do you want to use that as part of his?
I would
bits
love
and
for you
part
to
of-
roll. I would love. Sorry, say the name.
I can't say the name.
Bonzu Pips and Paddleopsicopoulos the third.
Yeah, that one.
What the hell?
I rolled a 6, so it's quite crude looking paint.
Paddleopsicopoulos the
Are
third.
we able to,
Is
are we
there
able to
any?
assist?
Can I assist? I want to assist. I've never done this before. I want to do it.
Ooh, how would you like to assist? Talk me through what your assistance would resemble. How would you assist?
Beauty spa.
You fucked that up. Smudged it
Hey,
up.
now how I
How would you assist
Would I
Lily with her
have
face
access-
painting?
would I have had access to like forms of potential makeup?
Yeah, I would say you would have. If that's something that you think Tilla would have been interested in, then yes, you would have had access.
Maybe slightly.
You probably would have had to dress up. Isn't your dad like someone important? So you may have had to go
he's
to.
a
Yeah.
he's a thief taker. He's the reeve of the sheriff of the Sibwang Oasis.
Yeah.
So like so
You probably had to
important,
go
but
to
not,
some
like,
functions as a
formal.
kid.
Yeah, but would you wear makeup as a kid to like a police function? I don't know.
Probably.
Probably.
That's a-
Okay, we'll say.
Her,
Ju-
if her mum is going as like
Yeah.
the wife of the sheriff or something like that, then
Oh,
they would wear
Tilla's
makeup.
mum
So
is
even
jacked. She's a badass. She's not some
She is,
trophy
she's
wife.
great.
Tilla's mum is like the
I know.
champion
Trophy
wrestler. Tilla's mum is like the champion wrestler of the Siwong
It's
like
like-
underground wrestling ring.
It's like dad is
I don't
buff,
know this.
mom is built, and I am the trophy child. But I'm the
Fair.
one that gets dolled up, so I know makeup.
Let's
Okay,
say, let's
fair
say you
enough.
know makeup.
Oh,
You may
okay.
give a plus. You may give a +1 to Lily on this.
that gives us a 7.
That is
Not
a.
crap.
It's
That's a pass.
it's a success with consequences. it's a bare pass. Hey, P's get degrees, and in this case,
C minus. It's a
It's
C
like-
minus.
The way
Solid
that
C
I'm imagining
minus.
this going is Lily is still the one that's holding all the makeup. I'm just like trying to guide her through how to make it actually look good.
I have this idea of like
I have like
Lily-
sharp lines. She's like, you need to blend that.
Lily almost is coming in like she's painting like a face at like a carnival. Like Lily's still like a pretty young child. So like Lily goes in and does like a triangle on the cheek, like downwards, and Tilla's like, oh,
Like I have the ideas
smudge
there,
that
but
a
I don't
bit.
understand how to like blend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Tilla's just coming and being like, oh, we'll just smudge that a bit, honey. We'll just hang on. Let's just get those corners nice and smoky. There we go. And Lily's like, yeah, just drawing on Keiko's face. This tickles. Can I sneeze?
No. No.
I really
No.
need to sneeze. And then he does, and then you watch as the line goes like right up over his face. Tilla has to come in and fix that up as well. By the end of it, Keeko does have a different kind of like, I mean, it's very clear that he has quite a bit of makeup on. I mean, you're working with essentially white and red grease paint and soot. Let's not pretend for
Yeah.
a second you've got professional makeup supplies. Like, this is what you're doing here is
Yeah,
it's
we know.
very much
It's classy.
very much
We know.
makeshift. Keeko looks like he's got some
Beautiful.
sort of skin condition he's covering up.
That's fine.
But
No, I
doesn't look
lean
like
to that.
Keeko.
Doesn't look as much like Keeko. There's a layer of
That
makeup
would be neat.
about 2 centimeters thick, currently making it
Oh.
very hard
So
to.
what?
Also, Keeko,
Yeah.
and you should probably leave your braces here.
My braces. I love my braces.
And we're not taking them though.
But what about my bandages? Do I have to leave them behind too?
Are they covering anything?
Just my chest.
No, that should be fine. Because you're wearing a jacket, right?
There's no way I'm taking this bad boy off as he pats
cool.
his Fire Nation naval coats.
Which is honestly probably fine because
That-
they'll
that's
wear a
fine.
mixture.
I'll just say I killed
no,
a man
no.
for it.
Yellow neck.
But it's like the only jacket. They're just scrapping by on resources still.
Well, if I take this off, I'm very
Mm.
clearly wearing Water Tribe garb.
yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You don't have
unless
anything
they're-
spare, do you, Tilla?
Definitely not.
Keeko looks
You
down
want-
at his 16, 17-year-old body torso, and then looks at Tilla, who's what,
16.
16, very female.
Small female.
Very female.
Keeko kind of looks good.
What do you
I don't know if my breasts would be as comfortable in her clothing.
Would you get
Feel like
by
Can I smack him?
in some
Let's
air,
back it for that.
air nomad
Hey.
clothes that aren't air nomad colors?
Uh,
Like my greener
ah.
shirt and stuff?
Yeah, so your outer robe would that could work.
'Cause it's not tied to any one nation particularly. It's just more
No,
of
no,
a...
no. It is much more of
Yeah,
as
right.
like a ceremonial robe that you've had dyed a different color. But it's not. It's better than him wearing his very clear Water Tribe garb for sure.
Yeah, I'll take that off.
Wait,
And
why are we saying that he can't keep the Fire Nation?
No, the
No,
Fire
keep
Nation
that-
cloak's not the problem. It's everything I'm wearing underneath it.
it's every
Ah, okay.
It's the
waterbender
rest
thing
of my
underneath
outfit,
it. Yeah.
including my
So
lovely
I'll pass
braces.
him-
I thought we were just taking off the
Yeah, we're just
coat,
getting
and I'm
naked
just
and
like,
swapping
wait,
clothes
why?
at this point, just for fun.
I'll pass him like my outer garbs just so that he has something that's not waterbender. adjacent
Keeko
on it.
pauses for a moment, looks at his jacket, looks at your green robe, and takes off his red jacket, and then puts your green robe over the top, seeing that it's going to perfectly cover his Water Nation garb underneath. He doesn't need to get completely undressed if he just hands you the jacket. And you've still got your
Yeah.
underclothes on, and you've still got the grey.
I put on the jacket.
Yeah, as you
It's
put
all
on the
the point to
jacket,
get the jacket.
Jedd, as you put on the jacket, it does feel good. The way that the flared shoulders kind of sit up, you feel very confident all of a sudden. The cut of this jacket, Fire Nation military. I mean, they know how to dress a man or a woman to build their confidence. And as you kind of turn, you feel the jacket sway around, this comforting kind of weight bumping into the back of your leg. You feel good.
Like +3 to his next roll, good.
No.
Like think of the confidence that he has now.
Yeah.
Like when
You
you're
can increase
confident,
Jedd, you can increase your confidence stat by +1 while wearing this jacket.
That's everything. Everything is confidence.
That's not true.
It's also a black jacket, right?
It's red and black, maroon
How
red.
bright is the red?
It's reasonably like it
If
would
I
have
was
been
to
in
hide
its
in a
time.
tree at night.
Not too bad. It would have
Okay.
been reasonably like Fire Nation red when it was new, but this jacket's old. The ink and the dye have faded a bit. The thread's a bit darker. It's like a faded maroon.
So I can. It's not gonna make me stand out. It's gonna
I
actually
mean,
help me a little
you'd
bit.
be much less standing out just in your grey underclothes. Not gonna lie.
Okay, I take off the. I'm like, I
Yes.
think for a second.
As Keeko takes the
I'm like-
jacket, hands it to Ko, and says, "Guard this with your life, Ko. It's vital this jacket stays safe. I want to wear it when I get back.
That's fair.
Makes me feel
Oh god.
impressive."
Question.
Yeah.
Would I be able to shift my balance towards friendship for helping with the makeup?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'd allow that.
You're
I would allow
down,
that.
you'd be like, I just need to shift my balance so I can shift it later.
Well, because I'm now going in alone. I'm gonna be. I have to shift it
You're
back
not going
towards
alone.
Lyle, and I'm still on the
Kyoshi's
edge.
going with you.
Is she?
100%. You
Well,
as-
Kyoshi's
When?
in.
you watch as you say that, you go like, oh, she's gotta get ready to go it alone. You watch as Kyoshi kind of turns, looks down, and goes, "Girl, what are you talking about? There's no way I'm letting you just wander onto this island alone. Absolutely
what is Kyoshi
not."
Wearing?
That's fair.
You can't just ask that, Andrew.
What's Kyoshi wearing?
Like, is it like a normal battle outfit, or what? Is it, like,
She's not in
something-
full armor. She doesn't have the face paint
Yep.
yet. She hasn't really I mean, obviously the face paint is the mark of the Daofei group, the Flying Opera Company. Kyoshi has only really worn that a handful of times when she's really wanted to scare the shit out of the people she's going after. What she's wearing at the moment is like a very classic Earth Nation green robe. She's got Fire Nation pants on. You can see that they're a very dark, almost like a charcoal, like a reddish charcoal color. And the boots that she has are much more classic Earth Nation boots, bare feet, so that she can feel the ground and move with it underneath it. The belt that she's wearing looks to be much more Water Tribe. You can see she's sort of starting to incorporate elements of the Four Nations into her outfit now. But the green robe is probably the most obvious thing. Its only short just goes to her upper thighs, so it's not that full green battle robe that you've seen her in as when she's wearing the full Kyoshi warrior gear. That she hasn't invented that yet. She has not designed that outfit for
Fair.
Fair.
All right. In that case, I will ask Kyoshi if she can use some airbending to cover us in the charcoal dust made with squid ink.
As in, like, have us completely covered in charcoal dust? Or make, like, a cloud around us so that it's hard for people to see us while we're moving?
I mean, if you're able to keep it as like a cloud so that we're kind of hidden in shadow, that'd be cool.
Mist is
if you
going to be a
don't
bit
think you
easier
can
to
do
manage.
that.
I can make mist.
Whatever's going to keep us hidden.
I'm thinking mist, just because we can have a bit more control over that. And I don't want soot in my eyes or on my clothes. Rangi's going to tear me a new one if she sees that I've...
Primer.
Yeah.
Just spraying primer.
Something, I
very
don't know, there's something
difficult to work
something
with.
about covering my face with charcoal that just doesn't feel right on a fundamental level.
Question.
White face paint's one thing, but it just doesn't. I don't know. Let's
Shut
I think-
up.
let's go for mist. I can make mist. That's not a problem. Kelsang taught me how to do that.
Question.
Yeah.
How with the avatar, are they able to like manipulate the? It's gonna sound weird, like the weather in a location kind of thing. Not like fully control it, but like
a very powerful
create
avatar
like a.
could do that. Yeah, for sure. Someone
How
who's very
about, like-
powerful with bending. Yeah.
About
How about,
two airbenders.
How about two airbenders and like one really strong avatar that can't do minor things but it's very good at strong stuff?
In the sense of like what my thought process
Yeah.
is not like fully obscuring vision, but making it like harder, like almost like there's like a
Bit of fog.
mist or fog.
Like a downpour.
So mist and fog is actually surprisingly easy. A waterbender could potentially make mist and fog to surround them if they were like if they were confident, had a little bit of time to get set up. They could do that as well. Katara does a pretty good job of that during the Painted Lady episode, where she pretends to be a spirit of water. But an airbender and a waterbender working together, Tilla, how big do you want the fog cloud? Because working together in cool
Island.
conditions where the fog will hang around pretty well by itself once you've made it, no issues at all here. Very easy.
Mainly over. Are they in like an inlet or like a bay or something like that?
Yeah, there's a very,
I
very
don't
small
remember how
inlet
you
around me.
described it.
It's okay. I don't think I
I
did
don't
go
remember.
into huge. I don't think I went into huge detail about the island itself. It's a much sort of smaller island. I sort of focus on the mainland of the island with the hills rising above. But the beach that they've parked at is a little inlet around the edge of the mangrove forest. So imagine like a little half moon bay on this island. Mangrove forest around towards the south. Towards the north is like a rocky cliff face. And then the beach where they've parked is probably only about like 10 meters long. And then there's a pathway, a ravine between the large rocky mountainous section that they've moved down and taken stuff into.
Yes, like yeah. So would they be able to create like a fog over this inlet?
100%. Easy done. Very, very easy. The waterbenders on the boat, the three pirate hunters, Kiyu, Yara, and Koz could even just do that themselves. The whole time you're there, they could just focus on making fog, sending it over across the waves. If they had the help of an airbender, it'd be even easier.
Would one of you be willing to?
Especially if those airbenders were flying just in front of or above the fog and dragging it behind them, they could move it very
we could
quickly.
push it with us?
You could take it with you. If
Like, as
Kiyu,
we
Yara,
went?
and Koz were kind of focusing on creating the water vapor, if you flew above it, you could almost drag it behind you like a
That's the
curtain.
problem. I
If
can't fly.
You can't fly.
I don't have anything to glide with.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's only Ted who does.
So then Andrew can go. Andrew can go with Lilly, and we just rely on Ted.
Jedd, you are very close to the Southern Air Temple. It's literally just up.
I
Like
can't
two
show my face
mountains.
back up there again.
Yeah, but
Hey,
Ted.
Ted,
could you
you're
imagine?
on something.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey guys,
Need a
here with the
glider.
avatar.
Just need a glider. I'll
Just did a
grab
glider
that.
real quick.
Back.
Just be out of your hair. Well, I mean, out of your bald heads in no time.
Be out of your scalp.
Out of your scalp. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. But yeah, I mean, if you were planning on waiting for an hour or two to talk to the Sunset Spirit, to talk to Taurus, that would be a good
You
amount
wait
of
for
time.
sunset anyway to get Lilly
Yeah,
and all
because
that in there.
you're kind of waiting around for sunset at this point anyway. If you did want to send
Okay,
someone
and-
up to the air temple to go grab your glider, Jedd, or
Do you want me to? I can go up.
even like recruit some air nomads to help, not a bad idea.
Here, Ted, take these very important porcelain figures that we've gathered.
As well.
Yep.
Say that as a group, we found them. I don't know what our group name's called. I don't think we've come up with one yet. But
Rangi's
no.
fighters.
okay, we're Rangi's fighters. Cool, whatever.
the circus freaks.
Nope, that's not okay. We're
using
okay.
spiders.
We're Rangi's fighters.
All right.
Send them there, and if you could grab me like a glider while you're up there, that would be great.
You owe me.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyone? anyone want to come with me?
I haven't been to the Southern Air Temple in some time. I wouldn't mind accompanying you, Ted. As Kyoshi nods.
Thanks. I was about to ask who. Thanks, whoever you are.
No, it's okay. I know Kelsang was from the Southern Air Temple, and I've only visited on occasion. It'd be nice to see it
Oh.
again and check in.
Could you put in a good word for me while you're there?
Put in a good word for you. Why?
Yep. No reason.
From your home.
Do you want me to just say? Also, I've met Jedd. He's he's What are you kind of envisioning? when you
He's
think
been
of this?
helping me. You know how it is.
That's cool.
Just cool. He helps me. He's been helping you.
Is there some reason why they wouldn't think you're cool?
I'll
You-
explain to you later.
You worked with Master Kelsang. I thought you said he was your airbending teacher. Surely
Yep.
they're over their air nomads. I'll see what I can do.
Tradition. You know how it is.
I understand. Master Kelsang sometimes has to go against what people expected of him to achieve things. I'm guessing you followed in his footsteps somewhat.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Okay. You should know that my word doesn't carry as much weight with the Southern Air Temple. They think my training in the spiritual side of things is lacking.
I can help you with that. That's fine.
Really?
He can't help you with that.
Oh,
Actually, no, I do know. No, I was taught by Kelsing, and he did have a spiritual background.
Kelsang, I don't know.
Like
Kelsang
I
wasn't-
like the more like the rituals and
Yeah.
like symbols. Like I can teach you that.
and I
stuff.
know some of them. Like I understand what to do for the most part. I don't know. The spirit world has never been something I've been particularly interested in. And after connecting with Kurok, it just seems like trouble. Too much trouble.
Anyway,
Anyway,
I'll head up with you, Ted.
have a fun trip.
thanks.
Perfect.
All right, we should go.
With that, Kyoshi dives into the water.
Oh.
Well, you guys are like in the mangroves near. You guys are in
You're
the
just like,
mangroves near this
"Oh,
island.
right,
You'd
yeah,
have
she
to be a
can't fly
fucking
either."
idiot to just
Yeah.
fly up into the air in front of all these potential bandits who are like gonna just see you, right? You know, she dives
Sorry,
into the
I
water.
thought they were just gonna casually just wander away.
But where? Like, where are they going to want? You guys are currently hiding in
where
like
are
a
they gonna-
mangrove, like a little glade of mangroves over towards the side. There's nowhere to go. There's no roads or pathways here. This is
My mind.
this is what I'm here
To
for.
the fact that you just said died. I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah, you watch as Kyoshi dives into the water and begins water bending over towards one of the far sides of the island, just basically using the water to disappear out of sight through the estuaries around this section, so she can emerge up on the other side of the island where they won't see her.
I wish I could do that.
You
You didn't
could
take the fucking.
I can't waterbend.
Just fly real low.
airbend.
Yeah. I'll go low.
Alrighty, I'm gonna need you to roll a
Shit.
skills and training check to see how good you are at keeping.
Hey, you're a
yourself
better
out of sight.
airbender than me. Remember this.
Let's see. Let's let the dice decide. Natural 1. Natural 1.
That's not a good.
Total
That's not a
of
good.
3.
That's not a good face.
He doesn't look happy, does he? That is a miss. That's a 6. Ted. It's tough.
I'm not used to flying so low.
No,
That's
it's
the
tough,
issue.
man. It's tough flying so low. And you're so focused on looking behind to make sure that they're not going to see you. You duck a little bit too low, and a rogue wave splashes the edge of your kite, causing you to tumble into the water. You come to the surface, coughing and spluttering, right out in the middle of the estuary. Maybe 40, 50 meters away from this beach where these guys are currently sitting, like getting stuff off. And as you just kind of cough and splutter there for a moment in your bright yellow and orange robes with your bright orange kite, there's this moment where you suddenly realize, oh shit. And as you hear someone go, wait, what's... Suddenly your ears are full of water as Kyoshi pulls you under the water, grabs you, and then swims with you away. She looks back towards you to make sure you're not drowning. As you're like...
Wait, I wish you did that to start with.
Yeah,
She-
maybe it would have been good if she started with that.
She didn't think she was going to have to drag him through the water. She assumed some level of competency. Maybe that was a bad call on her part. As she drags you through the water, Ted, you can hold your breath pretty well. But it's straining even your lungs before she finally brings you to the surface, coughing and spluttering. She gives you a look, this kind of like half judgmental, half pity kind of look as she sees you just sopping wet, your kite drenched and still open as you kind of like pull yourself onto the shore, cough up a little bit of water. She looks at you and goes, please tell me they didn't see you.
I don't think so. Can I airbend dry?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Water flies off you. You watch as Kyoshi creates a quick water shield blocking the water so it doesn't splash all over her before moving it back onto the ground.
I don't think they saw me.
You're confident?
Hang on, let me see. Yeah,
What's the confidence stat?
confident. I just rolled a 10. I rolled a 10 with confidence.
Ah, nice.
Well, if you rolled a 10, then actually, Ted, the answer is
No.
you heard someone call out, hey, what's that? Before you were pulled under the water. You're pretty confident they did see you. Whether or not they saw specifically what you...
They saw
Ah.
something. Doesn't mean they saw me.
Oh, God. You've got a blue arrow on your head as well. It almost would have been better if you'd just flown high and... I mean, there probably are airbenders around here, air nomads. Given that we're right near the Southern Air Temple, it might not necessarily have been
That'll be
something they'd
fine.
be suspicious of.
It'll be fine.
As long as they don't go looking for the others thinking that there's something hiding there. Let's be quick then. I think our timeline has just shortened with what we can do with the time available to us. How good are you at flying?
Good.
Normally, not low.
Really good.
Okay. Do you want to lead the way? I'm not sure where we are exactly from down here. I'm going to have to
Yeah.
propel myself up in a
follow
series of
me.
jumps. Perfect.
Follow me.
Ted, you take off. Kyoshi, rather than sort of airbending to fly, using a series of earthbending empowered jumps, and then airbending to slow her descent, jumping between the mountains to follow you up into the sky. As you pass the cloud layer and break free, the sun that's shining on you is warm against your skin, Ted. The breeze light, sky blue, and you see before you, nestled between the mountaintops, the Southern Air Temple. A number of bright orange kites wheel in the afternoon sun, almost orbiting on the thermals that rise from the stonework. And as Kyoshi breaks the cloud layer, slowing her descent down again with another little burst of airbending, she throws herself over towards the side, landing on the stone bulwarks that surrounds the outer peace garden. She looks up to the sky, seeing you sort of fly down and land. She looks around. This place is even more beautiful than I remember. I can't believe it's taken me so long to come back. Maybe I should grab a kite while I'm here too. You don't think the Airbenders would mind?
Oh, we can talk with them. I don't think they'd mind.
Good. Yeah, that would be helpful. Just thinking it might come in handy if we need to get somewhere quickly.
What are they going to do? Stop you?
With that, the two of you take off heading towards the main pagoda. Back down with Jedd, Lilly, and Tilla, you watch as Ted flies over the surface of the water, drops into the water, and then gets pulled under the water and disappears from you.
I think our laughing would give it away more than him doing that.
Next to you, you watch as Keeko looks and goes, I think Ted just got taken by an elephant koi. He's dead, Jedd. Why are you laughing? Is this how you're mourning? I know grief strikes people in different ways. I've got to say that was the worst airbending I've ever seen.
Oh god.
Oh, I think should be fine, right?
You hear the sound of activity, and as you gaze through the tree line, more Lilly, it sounds like Jedd and Tilla are enjoying themselves too much at Ted's misfortune. Lilly, as you gaze through the mangrove trees, you can see there's a bit of activity. Two men are currently standing on the deck of one of the ships, one of them pointing out the back of the ship, the stern, pointing towards the water, talking to his companion. The companion next to him seems to sort of be shaking his head a bit, kind of laughing a bit, but you can hear there's clearly a discussion going. Not really sure what the discussion is about there. Do you want to make an assess the situation, see what you can hear? I would say that is fair. Make an assess the situation.
9.
9!
Hell yeah.
Lilly.
No, you don't have to.
No, I swear I saw. It was like some sort of weird monster. Pale skin with this blue eye in the very center of its forehead. It was just in the water making these horrific noises. Goes blah, 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 and then it went under the waves. I've never seen anything like it. Mate, are you drunk again? I told you to leave the rum alone. We're not supposed to be drinking tonight. We're on duty. We're on watch. No, I haven't been drinking that much. I swear I saw something in the water. It was like some weird... It had a face. It had a human face. As he grabs his companion and shakes him a bit. You watch as next to him, the companion kind of shakes his head and goes, all right, we'll check it out. Oh, would you? Yeah, all right, I'll check it out. Oh, wait, what's that there? And his companion leans over. You watch as the other guy just pushes him off the deck of the ship. Splash into the water. His friend leans over the railing and goes, what do you see? Can you see it? Weird face at all? Would you push me in? It's freezing. Yeah, if I can go check it out, you can come back. With that, you watch as the figure in the water kind of like looks around terrified and then begins freestyling gingerly over towards the middle of the estuary, looking around to see what he can see. If he gets to the middle of the estuary, there is a chance he could spot you guys hiding in the mangroves with your current position.
Keeko needs to make a big wave and push him back.
You're not there.
So I can-
It's a pretty funny idea to just have like the waterbenders move the tide so that he's really fighting a current. It's not a bad idea. Keiko's gonna turn to which goes, guys, I had this great idea. All by myself. A really good idea.
I'm gonna relay it to Co and etc.
Yeah, what do you need? I'm gonna
and
make
get
Co
them
much
to...
deeper now.
Co and Co?
Okay.
Go.
Yeah. And say, hey, there's a guy swimming towards us. He's kind of coming close to us. Can we maybe move the boat so that we're a bit better hidden?
Yara nods and begins very gently moving the water around the front of the boat, pulling it deeper into the mangroves. While she's doing that, what are the rest of you doing? Tilla, Jedd, what's your plan? Lilly, you too. What are you doing? Just throw a bomb at him. Depth charge, motherfucker! Hard to swim when you've got no legs.
The entire way that I was supposed to be sneaking in, just jumped off the ship and left.
Only briefly. She's coming back.
Can I rendezvous with Lilly for a sec?
For sure.
Okay.
And I want to ask her.
You want to
Which of our friends do we kill first?
No.
I'm right here, guys.
After Jedd,
Because
which
I wanna
one of our
just,
friends do we kill first?
I want to like discreetly ask her, like, because I'm assuming I would notice that she was looking at the King's book and then referring.
You would have
back
seen me
to
doing
it.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I won't ask for the book. I'm just gonna ask her if she knows anything that would help me when I have to go talk to them. 'Cause at this point in time, I don't actually know what I'm meant to be saying, and if she could give me like an idea of something.
Not really. I would probably pretty much just divulge the information that I learnt at the bandit camp of like how they interacted, the recruitment process and how that worked for me and all that kind of stuff. And like where they
How did that happen again?
So like they recruit people. You don't get the yellow scarf until you've proven yourself in some way to King. Which is probably where it's going to be a little bit harder for you guys to kind of pretend like you belong. But he would like recruit people, take them to the stronghold that was up to the north, and then people would kind of like gather there. They would go out on missions, stealing food and supplies to get by, and that would pretty much be all the information I'd really know, I think.
Yeah, that's a pretty good summary.
Like the code book doesn't have a lot of information. It's got ciphers and some kind of locations, but not really that I can read without kind of the other piece of the puzzle, basically. Like it's only that the sunset god looked at it and was like, hey, this was like some locations. I can take you to these places. Because he could see what the cipher was trying to say.
I can show you the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. And then I guess this question is aimed towards you, Owen.
Hello.
Being a, because I don't know.
No one asks me questions. It's nice.
Being from the Oasis,
Yeah, man.
and just being a like part of sheriff deputy and everything, what would I know?
Of the Yellownecks.
Yeah,
But they're a pain in the ass.
something.
Organized bandit group who for like a number of decades were extremely powerful in the Earth Kingdom. Not just in the outer regions, but in Ba Sing Se as well. They were a menace to the Oasis. They never really targeted in the way they targeted Ba Sing Se. Not enough wealth in the Oasis for them to really go after. But when they were building up their power early on, your dad in particular would have had a lot of time devoted to having to hunt down and try and like basically capture members of this bandit group. They have very much struggled in the last 5 years, ever since Avatar Kyoshi fucking 1v1 their leader and killed him. They really kind of fell apart after that. The splinter groups who came off have been annoying for you as well in the Siwong Oasis. Again, we're talking about a bandit group with no leadership and no organization. Kind of chaos ensued. A number of them would have targeted the Siwong Oasis as a tourist destination for the Earth Kingdom. A lot of coin, not a lot of smarts being employed to protect said coin. So you would have been a bit busy hunting them down as well. But in their heyday, they were highly organized and highly efficient. Imagine like a thieves guild, like the thieves guild from Skyrim, if you're familiar with that. Imagine that, but much more violent, much more brazen, and in the open, wearing scarves. Like there was a period of time where they like openly wore the scarves for like decades, openly wore them as a mark of like, don't fuck with us. Like, we are an army, we are Legion. Scary group, but not as scary now with the lack of organization, but in some ways kind of scarier. The chaos of what happened to them and the chaos that they now sort of are living with. It's hard to know exactly what they're capable of. The group you interacted with didn't seem like they were focused on like real levels of banditry. It looks like they were stealing and recruiting. Now that is interesting because that means that potentially there's someone trying to rebuild the Yellownecks if they're recruiting again. That is interesting.
And we knew that at least 2 or 3 of them were new recruits because they weren't wearing scarves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah. It gives me an idea of like what I can potentially then say when I have to go confront them.
Exactly. All righty. Jedd.
I do find it very interesting though that like King was with this small group of bandits that were recruiting, but he appears to be their leader and he's the one at the rendezvous organizing the rendezvous. But he was out doing like a shitty little seek mission.
That is interesting. Maybe there
He
were
was
other
also
things he was doing.
Thrown in prison.
Yeah, he
Well-
was taken by the Sandbenders. You guys, the last you saw,
Yeah.
you handed him over to the
Which is
Sandbender.
why I'm like slightly concerned that there is not just one K. And there are multiple.
Did I ever see anything actually written by King other than his, like the King that we met, other than his book that I stole?
Not really. You saw him writing in a diary, writing in a notebook, but then that seems to have been gone. He maybe even kept that on him when you guys handed him over. Looks like he
Yeah,
didn't-
this was the only thing that was like in his
Yeah,
knapsack.
exactly.
So I can't even like confirm that this is written by
It
the
looks
same King that we
pretty- It
met.
looks pretty similar, the handwriting, but
Yeah,
you're not a handwriting expert, so
yeah.
you're 14. Or how old are you? 12. You're 12.
Like
Child.
10.
Your hair's still wet from the
Child.
fucking womb. You're not fucking like handwriting expert at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Jedd, what are you doing, mate?
I'm gonna talk to Yara about.
What are you gonna say to Yara?
I'm gonna ask about the wanted posters
Yeah.
to see if there's any we should of high level, of high importance that we should be keeping an eye out to steer clear from, and what their abilities are if they are present on this island.
So the wanted posters, as you ask this, Yara goes, yeah, that's a great idea. The only problem is the wanted posters don't often say like what their specific skill sets are. Often we don't know that, but it'll say if they're dangerous or not. That's the main thing, and like it'll basically give a heads up to whoever's trying to claim the bounty. But like,
Will it
you need to be
say
careful.
affiliations?
Affiliations, yeah. I mean, the Fifth Nation
if
ones.
they're-
If you have a look here, we've got all the ones that are Fifth Nation marked with like Fifth Nation underneath like the charges. In this case,
Okay,
suspected piracy, proven piracy, and you can see like Fifth Nation as she pulls open a couple of pages and shows them to you.
I'll just have a quick flick through those to see like who the highest priorities
Jedd, could you push your luck for me?
are. Maybe.
Maybe.
Moves. Passione.
Passion.
That's a 10.
That's pretty damn good. Jedd, as you flick through the pages, this binder that Yara's carrying, there's easily 50, 60 wanted posters in here that are marked, and these
There's
are clearly
four missing.
these are clearly the ones who you want to be hunting down. You know that the one of Keeko wasn't like a full wanted poster. It was more of a note with a whole bunch of other names on it. Keeko didn't have Keeko's not high enough level in the Fifth Nation to warrant like a dead or alive wanted poster, but his name was listed as like suspected affiliates, and it was a list of 20 other names that were there as well. Suspected affiliates with or suspected connections to the Fifth Nation. As you go through the wanted posters, there's a couple of names that stand out in particular. A number of these look to be benders. I'm not going to give you the list of names now. I'll save that for the future. There's only one in particular that you really look at and you immediately go, oh shit. As you flick through the wanted posters, Jedd, it's not just for Fifth Nation. They've also got wanted posters from some of the other nations as well, including a couple from the... What was that?
Yellownecks?
Yeah, including a couple of Yellownecks as well. It's as you're flicking through that you suddenly pause as you see a familiar face. Slightly older man, probably in his 30s. Older than you guys, in comparison. Wearing yellow scarf, Earth Nation robes, and a very, very familiar face. King. He's not called King on the wanted poster. On the wanted poster, he's referred to as Bardock. He's really typing loudly. Yikes. Bit of ASMR there for you. Sorry, headphone users. His name's Bardock on the wanted poster. Wanted for murder, thievery, banditry,
All the fun stuff.
connection with the Yellownecks, known aggressor, dangerous. All marked on this wanted poster. Not the slightly affable, slightly chilled gentleman that you interacted with in the forest. This man seems highly dangerous reading through this wanted poster. That is where we're going to wrap up for tonight. I think that is enough of a cliffhanger to end on. Which means we'll get to see the Southern Air Temple with Ted and Kyoshi at the beginning of next session, and your invasion and infiltration of Little Island as well, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. It's been wonderful playing Avatar Legends once again. We will see you all again very, very soon. Stay safe, stay well. For those of you watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We are going to go and raid a lovely friend of the channel tonight. That is going to be... Let's see who we normally follow. Andrew's still
I've got his new name.
Got his new name.
He's now Mr.
There's a lot of
Yellowneck.
typing for a
Mr.
name.
Yellowneck.
No, don't worry, there's more typing behind that. It's just Mr. Yellowneck is the first thing that pops up now. And it goes Bardock, then King.
Oh, there's a group playing Curse of Strahd. Let's go see what they're up to in Curse of Strahd. Let's go and raid Raging Rolls. I'll organise that. For those of you who are watching us on YouTube or listening on the podcast,
What kind of
first of all,
rolls?
thank you so much. We really appreciate you guys catching the recorded session. I know it's hard to join us live with the Australian time difference. Our timing will change slightly as we head back into daylight savings time again. Sorry about that. Nothing we can
Back
really
an
do.
hour.
It's only me who's different, so we'll split the diff. Half an hour earlier for me, half an hour later for you guys. That's the easiest way to deal with the
yes.
time difference. So
More
7:30
sleep.
7:30 for you guys, 6:30 for me. A little bit earlier. So
yeah.
it's just easier to handle than doing it elsewhere. It's the only fair way to do it, rather than everyone else having to like offset by an hour. Half an hour is much more palatable.
Imagine not having daylight savings.
Yeah. Imagine being near the equator and not needing them. So, we are going to see you all next time. Until then, stay safe and stay well. See you guys soon. Goodbye!
Bye!
Bye-bye!